Join me as I dive into the challenge of integrating timeless Indian wisdom into modern urban planning. Can we really create cities that honor both tradition and innovation? Over the centuries, Indian wisdom has been a treasure trove of knowledge, encompassing the philosophical, spiritual, and practical aspects of human life. From the Vedas to the ancient Indian texts on architecture and urban planning, we find a wealth of information that can be applied to modern problems. But what can we learn from these ancient texts? And how can we apply them to the challenges of modern urban planning? The modern urban planner faces a plethora of challenges. Cities are overflowing with people, vehicles, and infrastructure, resulting in overcrowding, pollution, and unsustainable living conditions. The pressure on resources is immense, and the consequences of climate change are already being felt. As cities continue to grow, it becomes increasingly important to find ways to manage these issues sustainably. But despite the best efforts of urban planners, cities are still struggling to provide citizens with a decent quality of life. One of the primary concerns of modern urban planning is sustainability. How can we create cities that are environmentally friendly, that conserve resources, and that promote a healthy and thriving ecosystem? This is a question that has been debated by urban planners, policymakers, and citizens around the world. And yet, despite the many advances in technology and urban design, we still struggle to create cities that are truly sustainable. In many ways, the challenges faced by modern urban planners are not new. Ancient Indian texts like the Vastu Shastra and the Manasara Shilpa Shastra dealt with similar concerns, albeit in a different context. These texts laid out principles for designing and building cities that were sustainable, efficient, and conducive to the well-being of citizens. One of the key principles of Indian urban planning is the concept of the grid system. Ancient Indian cities were built on a grid pattern, with roads and streets intersecting at right angles. This created a sense of order and harmony, and allowed for efficient movement of people and goods. In modern times, we can apply this principle to create more efficient and sustainable cities. By designing cities on a grid pattern, we can reduce congestion, promote walkability, and create more green spaces. Another principle of Indian urban planning is the concept of the 7 centers of the city. According to the Vastu Shastra, a city should be divided into 7 centers, each with its own unique function and character. This creates a sense of balance and harmony, and allows for the efficient distribution of resources and services. In modern times, we can apply this principle to create more livable and sustainable cities. By dividing cities into different zones, we can promote mixed-use development, reduce commuting times, and create more vibrant public spaces. In ancient India, city planning was not just about creating functional spaces, it was also about creating spaces that promoted the well-being and happiness of citizens. Cities were designed to be sacred spaces, where citizens could live in harmony with nature and with each other. In modern times, we can apply this principle to create cities that promote well-being and happiness. By incorporating green spaces, parks, and public art, we can create cities that are more livable and more enjoyable. The city of Chandigarh in northern India is a great example of how traditional Indian urban planning principles can be successfully integrated into modern city design. Designed by the famous architect Le Corbusier, Chandigarh is a city that is both modern and traditional, with wide streets, beautiful parks, and a strong sense of community. The city is divided into different sectors, each with its own unique character and function, and the infrastructure is designed to be efficient and sustainable. The benefits of integrating traditional Indian urban planning principles into modern city design are numerous. By incorporating principles like the grid system, the 7 centers of the city, and the concept of sacred spaces, we can create cities that are more sustainable, more efficient, and more livable. We can reduce congestion, promote walkability, and create more green spaces. We can also promote a sense of community and well-being, and create cities that are truly places of happiness and fulfillment. In conclusion, the integration of timeless Indian wisdom into modern urban planning is not only possible, but essential. By applying the principles of Indian urban planning to modern city design, we can create cities that are truly sustainable, efficient, and conducive to the well-being of citizens. We can create cities that honor both tradition and innovation, and that provide a better quality of life for all. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic in the comments below. If you liked this video, be sure to check out my next video on sustainable urban development, where I'll be exploring more ideas on how to create cities that are truly fit for the 21st century.